of months ago. The issue is not, will Ethiopia access to the sea? They are free to access throughout Somalia.
Where?
Everywhere in Somalia, but the question is how? How do they want to access the sea? By annexing part of Somalia and changing the borders of Somalia? This is what's going on right now. It is not a commercial, it is an annexation of territory.
So as you know, Ethiopia says it's not annexation. They say it's also not a formal recognition of the sovereignty of Somaliland. They say it is a commercial deal. And I just want to remind our viewers of what this potential deal is. The memorandum of understanding between Ethiopia and Somaliland is that they would rent a 20-kilometer stretch of coastline in Somaliland for half a century, for 50 years, for commercial purposes and for a military port as well. What is the part of that that angers Somalia?
First of all, Somalia is an independent and sovereign state. When such deals are taking place, it is the federal government of Somalia who has a legitimate right, this thing to be discussed, not a breakaway or not a region of Somalia at all. And above all, commercial and military base mixed together and doing one thing, that's one. The other thing, if it is a 20-kilometer strip of land in the coast only, how that strip of land and how that port is going to be connected to Ethiopia by passing through Somalia, that's another one. The other one, it is in public domain. Ethiopia said we do this in exchange of recognition. We recognize Somaliland. That's a public and that's official. And they said, they didn't say it only one time. The Prime Minister said, the Minister of Foreign Affairs said, the National Security Advisor said, many other leaders in Ethiopia said. So the recognition is there.
But I'm sorry, but they have walked that all the way back, Somalia has. They have said this is not an official recognition of the sovereignty of Somaliland.
We don't have that yet. It's you who have that.
No, they put it on Twitter.
No, the Twitter is not the way to communicate between states.
Have you spoken to the Ethiopian Prime Minister then?
No.
Why not?
Why do I speak? Because he's taking part of my country and he's claiming we are not equal partners. When he said, I do not recognize Somalia, I recognize Somaliland, which was part of Somalia. Who am I talking to? He's talking to Somaliland.
How does this get resolved if there's no communication between you and Ethiopia?
He has to. You know, Somalia has not initiated this problem. It's Ethiopia has initiated. It is in their, the ball is in their court. They have to open the means of the conducive environment to communicate and to negotiate and to dialogue. It is up to them. It's not us.
So what do you say to Ethiopia?
I would like to say, Ethiopia, we are neighbors. We are not neighbors by choice. We have a history, long, long history, known. And this thing has not happened in the last more than 1,000 years that Somalia and Ethiopia was living together as people. We have some difficult histories, but I'm not going back to that history, which is difficult. But now, in 21st century, let the Ethiopia recognizes the sovereignty, the territorial integrity, and the political independence of Somalia, the Federal Republic of Somalia. Then we are two partners. We can negotiate everything. Ethiopia can have access. They can have deals with us, everything. But not the way they are approaching now. That's not the way the modern world works.
Have you spoken to the leadership in Somaliland?
1st January is the time when MOU was signed. On 27 December and 28 December, we were having a dialogue discussion in Djibouti, and we have a very good environment and very good discussion.